Oops, I cut that off a little short. All right. What's up, Texas? Hopefully Don will hop in here in a minute.
Yeah.
Ah,
All right.
hang on. Turn this off. I'm trying to watch the chat on my phone. So anyway, the Stormy Daniels is upon us.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
Stormy.
haven't they kicked this out like 47 times?
Yeah.
They've refused to prosecute it, and it's all over an accounting error. Well, so what's up, Patrick? Cheers to you too, brother.
Hey.
Um, so they refused to prosecute this because it's an accounting error, which normally would have been a misdemeanor, but now that it's gone beyond the statute of limitations, they're going to try to make it a felony because they're going to
7 years.
try to tie it to campaign finance.
Yeah. Well, supposedly, I guess he paid Michael Cohen to go and pay off Stormy Daniels for to hush money, but this happened like 7 years ago. And the biggest question is, was it through election finance, whatever, which would make it sooner than 7 years ago, or was it just done uh, just because he wanted her mouth to be shut to save his marriage?
Well,
I mean,
so
doesn't matter.
7 years ago, he was barely running for office. So
Yeah.
what was the time frame on that?
Well, I
Was
mean,
it prior to him? Was it prior to him announcing he was running? And was that within our time?
I mean, what they're trying to do is they're trying to make it within our time frame so that they can get him for a federal crime so that he cannot run for president. Okay.
Exactly.
Well, no, he can't. Well, the federal government's already wasn't going to take the case. I don't know if you watched. I don't know if you watched Tucker tonight, but there was a guy on there who was really good. He hold up a document of Michael Cohen or something signing a document, and some guy was pacing up and down the table like he was ready to like kill himself or kill somebody to keep their mouth shut or something was going on. You got to watch it. It's pretty interesting stuff.
Oh, that's scary stuff. Well, I don't think we realize in American politics, when you're talking about dollars and power, I don't think there's anything they're not willing to do to keep their power.
Yeah.
I watched a thing on TikTok today of the Oklahoma Senate talking about stuff. Oh, sick.
I didn't see that.
Oh,
I think I know what you're talking about.
hang on, I'll go get it. I'll go get it and show it on my phone. I'll at least play it. Yeah. I was so mad. This is what our legislators are doing. I sent it to her. There you go.
Hey, Don. Don's in chat. Or is he Don in chat?
I can't see him. Okay, there it is. I got to get the volume. Oh, it's on my headset. That's why I can't hear it. Hang on. Sometimes I'm technologically challenged. Sound. But I want you to listen to the exchange on this. Now, I want to know I want to know where the rest of the video is, because I'm not a 15-second clip guy. I'll spend the time to listen to an hour and a half of it. Listen to this.
Has there been anybody that you're aware of that has been prohibited from gardening?
I think that no. I'll just say no.
Will this bill prevent man, bear, pig from eating my garden?
I'm sorry, I didn't understand you. Did you repeat your question?
You're recognized to repeat the question.
Mr. Speaker, will your bill prevent man, bear, pig from eating my garden?
Man, bear, pig is a fictitious word. Why are our legislators even bringing that shit to the fucking table at the state capitol of Oklahoma? I'm so mad at these people.
It's like a joke. It's like a joke to them. They're unprofessional, unethical dirtbags.
Oh,
That is
okay.
crazy.
Thank you, Patrick. I'll drop it in there. I'll drop it in the chat. I'm not afraid to do that.
It's like that everywhere, though, Travis. If you notice, sometimes I watch LA council meetings on. Shout out to Smoke and Scam. I don't know if you guys ever heard of Smoke and Scam. He's awesome. He's funny as hell. But the city council in LA also, it's a joke, man. They get people in there who complain about this guy being racist, and then I guess he really, really said some things that were racist, and they want him out. But you fucking voted for him. You want him in there because you're leftist over there. So, too late now.
Here comes that Craig. What's up, Don? Can we hear you now?
Hey.
Am I okay?
So far, you're really good. Thank you, Don.
Well, I think that original, I don't know. Shit. I don't know shit.
But
How you been, Don?
thank you, Patrick. Anybody can grab that link, and I'll make the determination when they hit there. If you don't have your camera on, other than Echo Crash, because I know who he is, I would prefer that
We only talked for an hour earlier.
Yes, yeah, we actually should have been doing a show, and I actually sent Texas Info Warrior a message and said, "Hey, man, I said you want to go live? I said we're going to talk about some stuff that'll be interesting." But the things that are going on in California are ridiculous.
Yeah. So what happened to this guy that was the mayor of LA? Whatever happened to him? I heard he's not going to run for Senate or something like
that. I'm with you, Lauren. I'd have done it. I'd have done it too, brother. Say that again, Texas. We're echoing.
Oh,
no, I got a notification. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Turn it down.
Okay, turn it down.
No, I was just going to say the guy in LA. I heard he's the mayor. Yeah, and now he's going to be running for Senate. He just got something, or was it? It's in the Senate.
It's coming on your side. You're gonna have to mute the mute. There you go.
Hold on, I'm gonna mute.
You gotta mute it.
I'll mute.
Okay.
And a delay.
Hey, I'm a good servant.
I know you are.
Yeah, I don't know if you heard.
Okay, I'm good.
Oh,
go.
No, you're not good. I had to mute you again. You can.
So the guy.
You want to mute, Don? You need to mute your YouTube, not restream. Okay. He's trying to watch it on his laptop. There you go.
Oh.
There you
go. There we go. Yeah. The guy, Mayor Seti, I think his name is. He's out. He's been out. I don't know if like over a month out, but he's running for Senate or something, some position in the Senate. We don't want that guy in the Senate. We don't want anywhere. That guy needs to go back to China.
Right. Oh, did you see who's this Chung person that was appointed by? Was recommended by Hunter Biden for his chief of staff. It wasn't chief of staff. It was. Damn it! I was going to remember this too. I can't remember now.
Sean?
I'll go back and look.
What was his name?
Something Chung. He was recommended by Hunter Biden to be the liaison or something to the president. Maybe the vice president. Maybe when he was vice president.
Tommy Chung?
No. Good try though.
So, but I've been doing a little bit of research. I've been really busy lately, but so it was shocking to find out that Trump said this, but there's nothing wrong with protest. It's completely legal to redress your grievances to the government. But it's time, things like that. It really got those, those anons really stirred up when he said that. I don't think it means anything, but my question is that what does this really mean? Is not? I don't think Trump is doing this, but I think the deep state is trying to stir everyone up because they lost the January 6th thing and they realize that this is all a flop. Are they trying it again to try to lure people out there to try to commit violence again, to try to scoop them up and try to prove their point?
Well, I don't know. So I saw that clip that you sent me today too, and I was like, what? Because I really couldn't believe that they were letting that information out on the internet. And I started evaluating all this stuff a little bit differently. Dawn and I were actually having a conversation about this earlier. What if Trump's what if he is the psyop? Because it said, okay, we all believe in the Bible here. I don't care whether anybody in my chat believes that I believe in the Bible or not, but I've read quite some bit of it. Do I understand it enough? Probably not. That's beside the point. My question is, it says in the end of times that somebody's going to come do what they say they're going to do, and they're not going to deviate from that.
What does that go saying?
So
yeah,
I think even the.
Did you? Yeah, are you talking? You saw the video I sent you, Travis, was with RBSN today. The guy comes up and says, "Oh, by the way, so this is the arrest. This is the first arrest. It's going to be Donald Trump. Trust the plan." That's what I'm saying. Does Trump understand what he's doing? I mean, I know that for him. Okay, let me put myself in Trump's shoes for a second. Like if I said something like that and said, it's time, protest, they're going to arrest me on Tuesday, I would be worried saying that I have nobody on my side that will stick up for me. I need my people. I need the American people. He must be really worried about something. But that's not, it's going to cause problems, causing people to get riled up. Like, why would he do that?
Well, I don't. That's the $64 question, because he's never asked for violence, ever. You know what? I followed the man for a long time. Well, ever since he started running, I was a Ben Carson fan, and I said from the beginning that Ben Carson couldn't win because he didn't have any star power. Is he smart enough to run this country? Absolutely, but he doesn't have the star power to do it. Donald Trump, I thought, had the star power, but he also had the balls enough to call him out when it was time.
Well, I only been thinking about this for like maybe 6 months. Is that I'm trying to tread lightly here when I say this, because it's one of the most crucial things to talk about, which I talked to you and Don about on the phone. Is, like you said, is Donald Trump the psyop? Well,
you have to consider that. We have to consider that, because we're getting blindsided from all angles right now. You know what? I believe Barack Obama said it the best. He said, if you want to control the narrative, it's all you got to do is go out and spew a bunch of bullshit until everybody's confused.
Right. And I think they got the people confused. I mean, especially with, I'm going to say it, Don, sorry, but with Q people and stuff like that too, they got them riled up. We didn't have this talk about Q stuff in 2015 before Donald Trump was running the first time. I mean, maybe they were around then, I don't know. But the thing is they got so much, they got the country divided in so many different ways. And I'm not saying Trump did that, because he didn't. I think he's trying to bring people back together. But at the same time, I think he's kind of like, he's following by a specific organization. I know that for a fact. I have evidence of it, but I can't show it yet.
I get these kind of questions I get these kind of questions or comments all the time. Says if he's the president, how can they arrest him? Well, I don't think that you can. I think that you actually
He's not.
you should be able to arrest a sitting president. I don't know what the process would be.
Well, they're immune. They're immune to if they're an actual sitting president. They're immune.
But
to,
didn't they also pass a law that said that a running candidate is immune to prosecution until after the election?
Right. That's right. And well, that's why they're trying to charge him with a federal crime, because if they charge him with a misdemeanor, he can run while he's in prison. He can still run. Now, I think if he charged with a federal crime, I think he could still run too, but I'm not sure about that.
Well, all you got to do is mute one of your things. You can either type in chat or be on Restream. Kill everything but Restream and you unmute your mic. Don.
I know Don has a lot to say.
Well, but these are all questions I'm just asking too, because I don't believe he's in charge right now. Don will
No, absolutely not.
Don will say he's in charge, and that's okay. We're not going to have an argument about it. We're just going to have a conversation, because if he was in charge, clearly we would not be fixing to be on the verge of World War III.
Right. I mean, and then again, if Trump came back in and stuff like that, well, he would have a year, less than a year of service, and then that's his second term. I don't get it. Why would you want that?
Okay, so
Yeah.
Don, are you listening to me? Close out all your stuff but Restream on your browser, please and thank you. Then it won't echo, and we'll go. You can talk, or reset all your stuff. Once in a while, that works too. Okay.
I mean, so I don't know this part. When I'm going to say, I don't know if it's true or not, because I don't know. But I was told that the first time Trump ran, in order for him to win the nomination, he had to pray to, not pray to God. He had to pray to a certain specific individual that was already passed away. That sounds crazy. It sounds like witchcraft to me. And him and Ivanka and Kushner was there, and a few others. But I was told that he was at the gravesite of a rabbi. I'm just going to say that, of a specific rabbi, and prayed to his grave.
Well,
The person who told me that sounded real. Sounded like he was telling the truth, but I can't confirm that. It sounds crazy.
Well, see, and I don't dig deep enough into some of those kind of things either to even be able to speak intelligently. Okay, Don, are we echoing? No, we're not echoing.
Wow, amazing.
No, Trump is not still president. If he was president, we wouldn't be in this fucking mess we're in now. That's my opinion. But do I think it's all by design? Absolutely.
Yeah.
If you guys will go watch The Simpsons, they played it out for you. Nuclear war is next. The aliens are coming. It's all bullshit.
Please. Oh my God.
Okay, Don. I don't care whether you follow The Simpsons or not. I will send you enough videos that what are they? 9 for 10? Texas?
Yeah. Well, yeah. About that, I don't really follow too much. I mean, I do. I think I don't know what to think. It's kind of weird. It's kind of odd to me. I understand that Simpsons predicted a lot of stuff, and I'm just kind of mind boggled on that. I don't even know what to think. I got to do more research.
This is a good question, because this is what I've asked. I've asked this for 2 years. But is Trump a white hat or a black hat? I wish I knew. I'll tell you what I think's going on, and Don's going to disagree 100%, and I'm okay with that. I think that he come in, fixed some stuff, and then they decided to move him out, and then move him back in because he'll be the Messiah, and then we're fucked because he's going to run every one of us into the fucking off the cliff. That's my opinion. But who else are you going to get? Who else are you going to get that's going to step up and fix this. We can't fix it from the top down. I don't know
Look at
why people don't understand that we cannot fix this from the top down.
I mean, look at DeSantis. We thought he was a white hat or whatever they call it. And
look
now
at
look
what
at
he's doing now.
He's a skull and crossbones dude.
Who isn't?
But Don, that my
He's a
question,
Bush boy.
you weren't saying that like 6 months ago, and none of us were. We all thought he was the good guy.
That's right.
But I'm saying that Trump may be on the same level as DeSantis. I mean, that's my opinion. I think I hope not.
Let me ask you this question. Texas,
Okay.
who is Trump? Who is he affiliated with?
What do you mean by that? Who's he affiliated with?
Who does he owe money to?
I mean, taxes, I guess. I don't know. I mean,
What?
I don't know about that's about. I mean, what do you mean? I don't know.
I mean, he is the only cleanest candidate that has run for president for many, many years. Who does he owe money to? Who does he owe money to?
Well,
He ran
nobody.
his own campaign. He did his own thing. Who does he owe money to? Nobody.
Okay.
Think about it.
Well, it's not really about money, I don't think, for that in order to be president, you have to be able to pledge allegiance to some group, a person.
Yeah, he pledged
Every
allegiance to the American flag, and he loves his country, and he stands between what is ugly, evil in this world, which has been around for a long time, and he's standing. What did he say?
I have a question for Don.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so why did he say on live in one of his rallies just the other day that the American people haven't suffered enough?
Because they haven't figured out what the fuck is going on in this country.
See,
I agree with him.
So okay, so I interpret that differently.
Yeah.
I know you do.
I interpret that 100% differently. If that's the case, there shouldn't have been any interruption in any of this stuff, and it should have just been taken care of. The American people are the most generous people in the world.
Absolutely. No, the government is. With your money and your tax dollars, government-wise, not you.
Take that all side. How many times on American TV have we needed to adopt a baby from across the United States? How many people have done that? I've done it several times. You know what? It's a scheme.
That's little world. I'm talking big world.
No, it's a scheme. It's a big goddamn scheme.
Don, you remember the emails we used to get in the early 2000s about Alibaba or Prince Alibaba needs money for the king, and if you send me $5,000, I'll return to you $10,000. You remember that? That's a scheme, Don. And a lot of people fell for that.
What are you talking about? I never even looked at those emails.
I don't know, but I got a couple of them. Of course, I was a little bit smart and said, bullshit. But it's just.
Well, I wouldn't even look at them.
It's the behind the scenes stuff that we don't know, that we don't see, that we have questions for, that we don't know. Now, I'm going to play devil's advocate for a second. And
I love it.
I talked to you, Travis, and I talked to Don about this thing I thought about what Trump is doing. And that was before the arrest thing happened. Now I'm almost thinking that is it a possibility that he didn't agree with that specific organization I was telling you guys about? He didn't go along with their plan.
Somebody's echoing again.
That's Don. He didn't go along with their plan, and so now they decided to pull the switch and go after him. For us, that's a good thing if Trump's not going along with this specific organization or plan and decided to change his mind and go with the American people 100%, because that means that he's for real.
So how do we know? How do we prove that for sure? We're gonna have to take a chance.
Okay, I'm going to say it like this, everybody in here and in the chat. I'm going to say one way, do research on this specific group. And you have to do research on the Shabbat organization. Definitely not anti-Semite, because what I'm talking about when I know it's not anti-Semite, it's not against any Jewish person. It's like I said, in every single country in this world, it's not the people that are the problem. It's the government and the ones that are leaders and the ones at the top are the problem, not the people.
I would agree with that.
We got massive riots going on in Jerusalem and Israel right now because Israel really is going to be the head of the New World Order. The Bible says it specifically, and that's where the beast is going to set his throne and the throne of the temple, claiming to be God. And this is what a lot of this is leading to. I think Trump could be a part of that because we still have Pharisees today.
You're still echoing, Don.
Yes, John. Yes, that's correct. Yeah,
you're still echoing. You get too much stuff open. You get too much stuff open. I don't know why you're having trouble with you. I wish you'd get your laptop back.
We already have shown evidence that DeSantis wants to pass a certain specific bill that says that is ordering kids to pray in school.
I don't agree. I don't agree with that either.
It's like this. Well, I'm a Christian. You're a Christian, Travis. Don is too. If it came to a point where kids were forced to pray to the Lord Jesus Christ, we would be like, I know we're not, but we would be like, yeah, cool. No Muslim, no nothing else. I think that's wrong because that's a separation between church and state. There's a reason why that happened is because a specific person before he passed away in around 2013, he was at the United Nations talking about how he wanted that to be a law in America. And there you go.
So, all right. So let's go back 20 years ago, and I'm listening to Rush Limbaugh, and he says that was going to be the downfall of America in our days because then we're going to have to let Muslims do their stuff. It's none of the government's business. They need to stay out of it.
You know, yeah. We are the government. You know,
and I agree with that. We the people know your rights. D-Dog can teach you your rights. Go over and watch D-Dog's channel. We need to know what our rights are, and we have to start taking them back. We're never going to fix this from the top down. Never.
No.
I learned a whole lot of stuff today. Yesterday. You know, it takes a lot to file these affidavits and even the notices. It costs a lot of money to do it.
Right.
I understand now why people have to remove their immunity and go for their personal assets. I get it now. Yesterday, I didn't get it at all. All right, signed into a new deal. Okay, Don, I hope you're not echoing. Are you there, bud?
On that subject, I'll bring up something to see if Don is echoing. I thought of an idea today.
Am I okay now?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, that's much better.
I changed my name because EchoCrest seems to be targeted.
Seems to be working.
So if we all took, I mean, you're not worried about your show being taken down, right, Travis? Because we got to make this. So
it is what it is.
If we took our money out of all the big banks and threw them into the small banks, imagine what that would do.
Oh, but nobody's talking about that. They're telling you, oh, don't take your money out of the bank. Don't take your money out of the bank. Okay, so I've got a friend in Chicago that went to take all of his money out of there. People are at the top of the government. The Fed is the bottom. I agree with you, D-Dog. I absolutely do. So but I have a friend in Chicago that's got $120,000 in the bank. It's not a lot of money. It's his business account. He went in. He said, "I would like to withdraw my money." You know what they told him? We don't keep that much cash on hand. Where's the bank's money?
Yep, because they spent it all in assets for themselves.
Where's it at?
It's fiat money.
They have to order it in. Where are they ordering it in from, Don?
Federal Reserve.
The
they print it.
Federal Reserve, which is dead now. And wait a minute, listen.
You got to pay taxes.
Used to be they used to have to hold 10%, but 2 years ago they don't have to hold that now.
They changed the rules. You are correct.
Yes, they did. And guess what? There's going to be, okay, I don't know if you know how many banks have been thrown down and done in the last week or so. And yeah, it's about
18.
going to go crazy. And people are going to be pissed if they're not prepared for one with cash on hand, with water, food, whatever, which I've been preparing for 3 months. And all I'm saying is, guys, the QFS is coming. How long is it going to take? I have no fucking clue.
All right, so I want to address it. D-Dog says he can take a cashier's check too and move his money. But the guy doesn't have it.
You know what? If he can get a cashier's check, that's a good idea, D-Dog.
But he doesn't have the confidence in the banking system. He wants it in cash.
Well,
this is his business. It's just his business account. And he's like, nope. They gave him 30 and said, well, we'll order the rest of it. What?
Mm-hmm.
Wait.
Yeah. Well, that's what the fiat system's all about. When are you fuckers going to, excuse my language, when are you people going to realize that they've been running on it used to be 10%. Now it's not even 10% of the cash that you, let's just say, I'm going to give you a scenario. You got
you're confused.
$650,000 in the bank, and I know somebody that has that. Okay, very close to me. If he wants, and it's FDIC guaranteed to $250,000, which we have found out just recently they can't even cover. And what's going to happen to the rest of his money? Well, supposedly it's been mirrored, right?
How do you mirror money?
Mirror.
Well, mirrored by the QFS system. Now, do you trust that system?
Nope.
Do I? No. So, a very close friend of mine has more than that in there, and I'm not going to say his name. And so what's going to happen?
Done. When the Sara Jasara kicks in, what kind of money is going to go into people's bank account? Is it going to be dollar bills? Because that's supposed to be at 0%. Did they come up with a new money system?
You're going to get the new money exchange, and that's going to take a couple years. See, what people don't understand, the way I understand it, and let me speak, and then you go. What I understand, there's still going to be cash. It's going to be new cash, okay? And it's going to be still a cash system when you want, but the QFS is going to come into effect. It's not going to be immediate like some idiots think. It's going to be done, and there's going to be a new cash, 1 for 1 during a certain amount of time. And then, it's not going to be overnight. Trust me.
Happens if the value of the dollar hits rock bottom 0 before all this stuff happens, then what?
It's still going to be done 1 to 1. Okay.
Right.
Okay. Backed by gold, silver, and commodities.
There is no more gold, though, Don. Where is the gold?
Are you fucking kidding me?
No, the gold. Look at Fort Knox; it's completely empty. Where did the gold go? To China or different
Okay, you
countries?
think the only gold is in Fort Knox?
There's no gold in Fort Knox. It's already been proven.
Oh
It's
my
empty.
God!
It's completely. I guess that's what I hear.
What you hear that? Do you know that?
Okay, now wait a minute, Don. Now wait a minute.
Now wait a minute. What about the gold in Vatican that was
Don.
100?
600 airplanes of gold are not at Fort Knox. Sorry.
So where's the gold? We got to find the gold first, and if there is gold, I mean, you got to make them into bullions. You got to divide them up into coins and put a value on them or stamp them.
All right, this earth is full of gold, and guess where most of the gold was stored?
My point is
The
that
Vatican.
released.
That's
right?
already been done.
Okay, so Nosara Dasara is getting ready to be released, but there's no backing to it. There's no money system connected to it. There's no information for us to get ready for it. If it's supposedly
Where are
supposed to
you
be
getting
coming,
your information?
what's it going to be backed by? It can't be
Gold and silver and commodities.
Where?
And commodities mean the people of the country and what they produce.
Okay, hang on. I got something to say because all these chemtrails that we're talking about that
Oh God.
all right. So what did they dump in East Palestine?
I have no clue.
Now my research says differently. What is the chloride?
Hydrogen.
Polychloride.
There's many things in it. There's
I don't think
aluminum.
that's right. Do you realize that that's going to devastate that land for the next maybe 40 years if they don't go in there and clean it up?
Well,
Do you
I mean, there's
realize?
aluminum.
Wait a minute. No, I'm not done with this because this is a prominent Marcellus shale area. These people were getting paid off of natural gas wells in their area because they own those houses. Now they're being forced to sell their houses to these companies for chicken shit dollars because they can't afford to feed their families and their families are getting sick. I watched a video today, live video today, of a little girl coughing up blood. She's 12. They
May I say something?
instantly poisoned this goddamn place because it's the corn belt. It's the natural gas belt. It is one of the largest natural gas shales in the United States.
May I say something?
Sure.
Who's doing this?
Well, everybody wants to blame it on the railroad. It ain't the railroad. I can tell you exactly what my railroad engineer guy told me. I will not disclose his name. I asked him a question.
Please don't.
It's done.
Who is doing this? This is the evil. Okay, once you guys, which I've realized, and it took me a while to figure out, there's evil versus good in this world.
Of course.
Once you guys realize that is what we're up against, that takes us to a very simple level. Evil versus good. Now there's evil throughout this world. It's being taken out. It is happening.
Where? Show me where
they will do everything they can do.
Show me where the evil. Show me where they're taking evil out in one spot.
Yeah.
Oh my God, Travis.
No, I want you to show me in one spot where.
In your heart.
Okay, my heart's been pure from day one. It doesn't change that. Show me where we're winning this game because as of right now, it's 15 and 4th and 15 to you.
4th and 15. Are we talking football?
Yeah, I was trying to put it on a level that you speak. 4th and 15.
I love you, Travis.
All right. Well, When you say it's a battle between good and evil, are you talking about in the flesh or in the spirit, Don?
In the spirit.
Okay, we're not in the spirit yet. We're still in the flesh.
We're still in the flesh.
Okay. This world,
Wait a minute. Wait. Stop right there. If you believe that, then we don't have a conversation because we are all
you believe
in the spirit. We are all in the image of God, and that's what I believe. And if you don't believe that, that's your choice. I don't believe that.
I never said I told you. When in the beginning, God said, "Create man in our the Son and the Holy Spirit in one." That's what He meant. We're living in the flesh. We're not living in the spirit yet until we die and we become spirit.
Again. Don, I know you don't like me telling you this, but you're echoing again. I had to mute your mic.
You know what? Honestly, this conversation has gone way south. We live in the spirit, whether it echoes or not, and we are spirit beings, whether you believe it or not. And yeah, you got a meat suit. You got a meat suit, but you are a spirit being, whether you believe it or not.
Yes. But my point is, let me tell you.
Hang on, let me mute anything else.
Yeah. My point.
Okay, wait a minute. Can I say something right before you finish this, Texas?
Yeah.
Don, you're either recording us or you've got two things going at the same time. If your TV's on and your phone's on, just mute one of them, please. And then I'll turn it back on. But the echoing I can't handle. I've already got tinnitus, and I can't handle it.
I have nothing on.
Okay. But I can hear me on your phone.
Yeah.
Could you hear me, Texas?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Did you hear me echo?
Just the last bit there. Yeah. But now I think it's okay.
No, it's
well,
not.
Now here we go.
There it is.
Don, are you in the spirit realm right now? I'm just kidding.
Maybe.
Okay, so what my point about that, Don, is that when you said there's a battle between good and evil, yeah, I understand that, but God fights this in the spirit. Michael the archangel fights in the spirit, and that's near the end of the end. We're not there yet. We fight our battles here in the flesh, which is our own government and things that are going on politically and stuff like that too. We have our own battle to fight here with the help of God in the spirit, if it's according to His will. I mean, being a Christian, you should know that, and you shouldn't be like upset with me when I say that, because it's plain and clear in the Bible. But when you say that, you think that there's this evil spirit, because government is not in the spirit; they're in the flesh too. That there's a lot of evil people, a lot of evil government.
It's still echoing. I'm not sure what's going on over there, Don.
But when you talk about, when a lot of the people who are thinking about Q, they're talking about words like, astro or like going to another world, the next dimension. We're living in a third dimension. That's esoteric talk. That is not true. Like some of the people who believe in taking drugs and going into an out of body experience, when they leave their body, they go to some angel. I'm sorry, that's not an angel. That's a fallen angel. Okay, that's people who take DHT. A lot of the people higher up in government, they do that, and they literally talk to Satan and his angels and the fallen angels and pray to them and ask for the next direction on what to do to us. But that's them in the flesh taking that drug and then using their spirit to go to the other realm, and they get their directives. There, I said it.
Yeah, I would attest to think you're right, because did you notice that it's not illegal in Washington, D.C. for any drugs?
Yeah, I mean,
they don't have any drug laws. They don't have any drugs. Now, I haven't thought about that till just now. But
oh yeah,
you know what? You're probably right. One of the things one of the things they do to the one of the things that they do to the new people up there is they compromise them. And they get videos on them, and they put them under. What we got to do is we have to start. No video feed. I don't know what Don said. No video feed. We have to start. We have to start at the bottom to fix the top, because we've got to change. Why isn't Congress under the best cameras in the world 24/7?
Well, that's a good question. Yeah, because
we don't need the news media. Why don't we have 24/7? Okay, so what is it? C-SPAN claims to be there 24/7. Says you have nothing, Don. Why don't we have 24/7 for Congress live?
Yeah, and some of these feeds will say live, but they're not really live.
Right.
They're just like today, there was a picture of a video or something, a picture of a protest, and they said it was on Twitter, and they said it was going on today. But if you look at one of the flags, you can barely see one of the Trump flags said 2020.
Right.
Like there was a lot of people in New York, and they're saying, yeah, this is going on right now, protests in New York. Look how many people were there. No, there wasn't. It was barely like 35, and most of them were all news media today. But my thing is that with Don, when people, most of the Q people are all they all say the different things. Like your Charlie Wards, your Jackos, or all these other people, man, they're not saved. There's no way they could be. They're not Christian. There's no way. If they're talking about living in a fifth dimension or living in this, it's the Bible talks about talking about other spirits. Christ said, "Many will come in my name, claiming to be me, claiming to be Christ. Look to the fields. He's over there. Nay, look over here." No, you'll know when Christ comes back, because all these people are believing in some other things that are not of the Bible. And that's where you get people getting confused, because people always want to be right. They're in a battle of being right.
We're in a battle of being right. We're in a battle of being right instead of having conversations. You are correct.
It's all a big war about who's right and wrong. Oh, I'm right because I said this. Well, again, like this show, we do the best we can to prove evidence and prove receipts. If we don't have no receipts, and we don't have, like, I don't have no receipts with things I've told you, I'm doing the best I can to tell you honestly. If not, you can go research. I'll tell you the name to go research.
Right.
Some way, somehow.
And that's right. And I don't like to say anything that I can't prove. We can talk about anything we want to. If I can't prove it and I say I don't believe that, that's what makes it okay. One of the things, one of my friends actually reached out to me today on TikTok, and he says, he said, I'm not even going to tell you what nationality he is because it's irrelevant. He said, man, I appreciate you. I said, why? He said, well, you don't care. I said, no. I said, I just want to fix our country. Nothing else matters to me. And he said, well, we've been on the wrong side too.
You think?
But it's not about left or right. It's about humanity. And we've got to stop this. Right. We have to stop this divide. I'm going to mention a name that I didn't think I would name. Cam and I actually had a phone conversation, and he's on our side too. We need to start uniting. He's more of a libertarian than I. He's probably as much of a libertarian than I am. We had a great conversation. We squashed a lot of stuff, and I appreciate that, Cam, for reaching out to me, and I hope you record this and play this because it was a great. It's bonding. When I got into YouTube, I was trying to help people. I went on one show and I supported them and supported them and supported them and supported them. And then I got caught in the middle of a crossfire, and then they just came after me and after me and after me. Yep, I'm an alcoholic. I'll admit it. 8:30 every night, I'm drinking vodka and orange juice. I don't care. Period. That's it. That's who I am. I drove a truck for 31 years. I have a passive income. It's none of y'all's goddamn business. But on the other side of it, I really, Don, do you think I tried to bring people together or I tried to separate people?
You bring them together.
But I'm not doing a very good job of it. My hater list is so much harder.
Yeah.
And I told him, I said, man, I said, the harder you push for this, I said, the worse it's going to get. He said, what do you mean? I said, the people that you like and trust are they're going to think you're doing the wrong thing.
I mean, that's your business. That's your channel. That's your decision. I mean, if people don't want to be here, they don't have to be here. It's the same thing what I said with donations. If they don't want to donate, don't donate.
Right.
I mean, it's not really hard. I know they're going to say, I know that they said, oh, come on, donations the same thing when you do a fundraiser. No, there's a difference between fundraising, because if you do it through GoFundMe, that's registered, that's tracked. Donations through, like I said on your show some weeks ago, through, like, say, not PayPal. What's that one? Buy Me a Coffee. Buy Me a Coffee is the only one I think not really tracked. That's a strictly donation type app.
Buy Me a Coffee is a good one. Well, so and that's exactly right. And I've always tried to stay true to that. You know what? We've tried to do some fundraisers, and we've seen another channel try to do a fundraiser the other day, and it completely bombed. And you know what? It didn't hurt anybody except the guy that was trying to do the good. And then it came back around, and oh my God, I'm so sorry. I'll tell you.
Hey, Texas.
I'll
Yeah.
tell you
I'm
Don,
getting very sleepy. I'm sorry. I want to tell you, I'd love to get on a three-way with you and Travis.
Well, you don't have to
Since
say it like that,
I'm
though.
having issues with my side, and I apologize, and have a nice little chat, because Travis and I do have chats, okay, and
Yeah,
have
absolutely.
both you and us three on, and have a really nice chat, and that would be really nice. But I need to go to bed because I've had some issues, and I'm fading fast, and I apologize.
Oh, no problem, Don. Well, we can definitely set that up and do that, Don. For sure.
All right, Travis, I love you.
love you too, man.
Right. Love you, Don.
Right.
Get better.
Good night.
Good night.
Yeah, Don's been in a lot of pain the last couple of days. Who's the guy with the blue shirt on with the headset? What difference does it make? That's kind of kinky, guys.
My name right there down the bottom.
Texas Info Warrior. I
You know,
I don't know why people don't understand that. Don's in a lot of pain. He's having some sciatic nerve problems.
oh man.
So he took a pain pill and had a drink.
But see, like, you know, like what you said, Travis, when you said you and Cam talked, that's exactly right. We need to all band together. I have a dream that the whole entire country, left and right, can get together on the same page and do the same protest, do the same thing. Look what happened in Brazil. Millions and millions of people gathered together, right and left, and they were going for the same goal. Why can't we do that?
Well, because we've spoiled and we're lazy.
You know, it's like this. For example, I'm sorry, but like Don, I only agree with Don maybe 25%. Maybe some of those things he talks about Q stuff, maybe a little bit piece here and there, I agree. But it doesn't matter. I still care about Don. I still let him talk. I'll still talk. You know, he'll let me talk. We'll have disagreements. Me and Travis don't agree on a lot of things, or we agree on most things. But it doesn't matter.
We have the greatest conversations ever.
Yeah. And I think you know, Cam, I've watched your show a lot. Yeah, I'm lurking, but I agree with some things.
I shared your TikTok, David. Go ahead.
But and you know, all the other ones, some of the other ones, I agree on some of the things. think we're halfway there.
We're never going to agree on everything. What we need to agree on is to save our country. And our safety's in numbers. And the more they divide us, the harder it's going to get. And so maybe I think some of my attackers aren't trying to divide us as much as I thought they were. You know what? I've done some stupid shit on here. I've absolutely said some stupid shit on here. You know what? I'm tired of the trolls. You know what? It takes a pretty strong mental person to be able to sit up here and listen to some of the comments that they put up. A year ago, I said, I don't care what they say. I don't care what they say. You know what? It does bother me because I don't think that they even give a shit about what's going on in America. I think they're only in here to bother you. So from today on, I don't care what they say.
No, it doesn't matter what they say. I think we all have free speech, and free speech is protected. Hate speech is even protected too as well, whether they like it or not. And anybody who thinks that hate speech is not protected is on the left. And I'm not saying we shouldn't talk to them. I think we should educate them. And if they don't want to be educated, well, then that's the opposition. It sucks, but okay, we tried.
I think I've got an idea. I don't know whether you're up for this or not, and I don't care. You don't even have to go with me. I want to come down there and First Amendment all the cops. I'm going to get in there.
Oh, yeah. I'll be for that. Yeah. Well, we have to have backup plans, especially in a democratic city. I watch.
Absolutely. But you know what? I'm watching all this stuff going across America. That these police officers think they are the boss.
Oh yeah, there's some bad police. They're not all good. There's good and bad
and
in
the
all.
bad thing is the good police aren't standing up for the bad police, or they're not standing up against the bad police.
That's all because of that.
I found 3 on TikTok, and I watch TikTok a lot. I need to see the good police come. I want you guys to be out there. You know what? I don't want my family threatened with breaking the fucking window because I don't want to roll the window all the way down. If you hurt my children or my grandchildren, I will it's over. Game over.
Yep. That's what the Second Amendment is for. And I think a lot of people are afraid to use their Second Amendment. It's looking more like a knick-knack or an emblem they put on their wall.
Exactly.
I'm talking about protecting your homes 100% specifically. I'm not against police. I support the police 100%, but I don't support tyrants.
Yep. Good. That's a good comment. The more they divide us, the more we need to be. And I think those things are coming. Awkward. I really do. What's it already?
The way I see things going as of right now, it doesn't look good because it sucks because we may have to have a CW. I mean, that's just my opinion. I don't think we should. I don't think we're ready for that. We're definitely not ready for that, but I think we have no other choice. It's going to suck.
Hang on here. So KR says, Travis, to hurting your future every day by destroying your kids. No.
How's that?
I promise you, I'm raising Gen X kids. You want me to video them in the mud holes at 57 degrees during the day? These children are not fucking raised pussies.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to figure out what your comment is. You know what? If my granddaughter opens that door and comes in here right now, I'll absolutely go on her.
Of course.
Yep. You know what? I was gone for 5 years. Not 5, 4. 4 years.
Yeah. We're going to let the trolls go tonight.
Nobody cares where I was. March 18th, 2018, my son died. He's 27.
Sorry to hear about that, Travis. It's a really big deal when you lose your kids. You know, I
Tell
was
me,
always told it's better for us to die before our kids, but when that happens, it's a big deal.
1986, February 11th, I lost my father of the same name.
You're a junior.
No, I'm not a junior. My son was a junior. Gave him that name. It skipped a generation.
That's the thing is that we have to all jump on the same playing field. Can't be on separate fields, especially right now about what's going to happen. I really don't think Trump's going to be indicted, but if it is, we're going to have a lot of bad people out there and a lot of provocateurs, a lot of Antifa,
And we have to
a
stay away
a
from
lot
them.
of bad people.
We have two choices at that point, Texas. We have to go stop them, or we don't even get involved and let them get themselves in trouble. And
Yeah.
okay, so do you remember back when me and RH went to Malargo?
Yep.
Everybody's going, don't go, don't go, don't go. It's stupid.
Right.
We went.
I was too.
It was an awesome experience. You know what? Don't be afraid of it. Just make sure
No.
you're doing the right thing.
Here's the thing: is that what you see is just like January 6th. A couple of people I know were there from the show, the other show, and they were there. And if they weren't there, they wouldn't. The one person I'm talking about would not have been able to film Antifa changing from their Trump gear to their Antifa Black Bloc clothes.
I've seen a bunch of those videos. A bunch.
Yeah. And those are going to be coming out soon, possibly too. We already got enough. We already got enough to show that was staged. That was a provocateur. Yeah, there was some Trump supporters, patriots that went into the Capitol. A few of them broke windows, which is wrong, which is property destruction.
Thank you, brother.
But
I
if
appreciate you.
More now that police let them in, how will those doors unlocked? It's got a magnetic lock on it.
Yep.
Nancy Pelosi denied the National Guard, along with Muriel Bowser, the mayor.
Yep.
And it's coming out. But here's the thing: is that's why I think they're going after Trump.
Absolutely. Well, they're trying to divert the news's attention from all this bullshit that Biden's done. All these bank documents are coming out, and they're not cool with it. So they got to go after Trump. You know what? I've never seen. This is the beginning of year 3 of his presidency.
Yeah.
Did Trump blame them? Did Trump blame the other administration for 3 years? Nope.
No.
He said, this is what we got to do to fix this.
Yeah. And he still doesn't. He does. Yeah. Blame Biden now, of course, because it's real obvious, but he
has no choice but to attack him.
He has no choice. And I remember what I said some time ago. I said I got word from a text message that said that from his family. I didn't get someone I know. He really doesn't want to be president, but now he feels like he has no other choice
because he feels like he failed America. But
I mean,
I also have my reservations, and we talked about that a while ago too, because it does bother me.
Right. I mean, he hasn't come out with the vaccines. I know he would make tricked about it by that, but man, there's nothing wrong with the man coming out and saying, I messed up. I fucked up. I do it all the time. I mean, I make mistakes. We all make mistakes. It can happen, really. But he should come out.
He should absolutely come out tomorrow and say, listen, the vaccine was a flop. Dr. Fauci's a fucking liar. And don't do it.
Yeah.
Do you know they're going door to door in New York City with Dr. Fauci with them?
You saw that? You saw that video? Oh, man. That guy tore him up.
I wonder, oh, yeah. The uneducated black guy that ain't got no ID. You know what?
Yeah.
I don't care how uneducated you want to think that man is. He's listened to the facts. I was very proud of the man. He's a very educated man. He lives in the Bronx. Fuck them.
Crazy. It's like, and it's got some balls to do that. You know,
Hell yeah, he
in the
did.
Bronx. Especially
Would
with all
you have?
this-
I guarantee if Dr. Fauci came to my house, I'd tell him way worse than that.
Oh, I'd be in prison already.
Right.
Him along with all these people. It boggles my mind how so many people could be on the same page of killing people. I don't understand how nurses could be involved, doctors can be involved in doing this. I don't understand how lawyers could be so pussified and not want to take up cases involving this.
It's all about,
It's
it's all
twilight.
about it's all about manipulation. One of my best friends in West Virginia is a charge nurse at a nursing home, and she got her first injection and immediately got blood clots and was down for 15 days. And she said,
man.
I can't take any more. Can't take any more. Go to her heart doctor. She has a heart doctor. She's got all these things. She take 3 because the company that she works for requires 3. And I said, what the fuck are you doing? She said, I can't lose my job. My family means everything to me. And I said, how about just tell them to fuck off and make them pay you later? And she said, I don't have any money saved up.
Do doctors and nurses, do they get pension too? Like
Well, I don't know about doctors and nurses. The nurses, they pay into a pension plan. She could have cashed that out, but they were literally living day to day. At that point, they were literally living day to day.
Well, I think that's what it. It's all about the job.
Right.
They're afraid of losing their job, but they're also afraid of losing their pension or their 401k, because now they're out in the open. The banks are out in the open, starting to censor people and all that stuff. We've seen it.
Nope, that's exactly.
That's how they've been doing it, and that's how they planned.
And that's what she said. I said, listen, Linda. I said, you had a blood clot from the first one, and now you're to the third one. She said, they didn't give me a choice. They offered me a raise, and I said, okay, was the raise worth dying for? And she said, well, I ain't died yet. I said, okay.
Sure. Wow.
I said, why do you trust their science? And she said, I don't. She said, I'm listening to my superiors. That's how sad it is. That's how sad it is in America. You know what?
It's the same. Yeah.
We've got to get out into the streets, and we got to start this deal locally. Period. And we have to show these people all the harm that they've done to us.
I don't know if this is gonna shock you, but probably not. But my aunt today, she's 70-something, 76 years old. She lives in California, and she texted me just randomly. She would say goodnight to me and good morning, whatever. But she hasn't heard from her like 3 days. The first thing she said today was something about Trump, and it was just bad. It was just like, oh, Trump bad, Trump bad, Trump bad. I don't even believe in Trump. I think he's part of the problem. I noticed blah, 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 whatever like that. And I wasn't upset. I used to get pissed off when people talk bad about Trump too. But I just had a conversation with her like I would any leftist. I would say, what makes him bad? Because he's a racist. What he said, it was racist. Well, I don't know what he just is. Okay. Right. Let me show you a video of Joe Biden when he talked about roaches. Now what? Is that racist? Because I think so. And then she, I don't want to talk about it. There. That's what I thought. That's how it went. That's how it went on text. She's 76 years old, and she believes too much into the mainstream media. People are so in the mind, mentally ill, that they really believe the media that they've been watching, their CNNs, MSNBC, and even the Fox News. They believe it so much that even if you talk to them over and over and over again, it still doesn't peel them away from it. It is unreal. Yeah. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, fair enough.
And I feel like that's what some of the Q people are trying to do too. Like some of them, like, you don't get it yet? Are you an idiot? You don't get it? We're gonna go off.
We're the
planet.
real, we're the
What?
realists. We're the realist. You know,
Yeah.
we absolutely had a conversation about maybe Donald Trump is the psyop. Has anybody taken any consideration into that? I haven't seen one comment in chat. I'm a Donald Trump supporter. Love the
Yeah, me
man to
too.
death. But what if he is the ultimate psyop? Has anybody thought about that? Do you know how
And
we could go to 10-minute cities or 15-minute cities? They're not going to give us a choice. You know what? I'm in rural Oklahoma. I'll be fine.
yeah,
We
but
ain't
these
going
50.
to goddamn cities.
I looked it up. I did some research on it. What that means? I mean, that's pretty much the Green New Deal, where everything is within a 15-minute walking distance from a walk or a bike ride.
Right.
Not just an electric bike. They don't want you driving your cars, while the big elites to continue riding in their private jets. They want you, the people, to be walking and not using any fuel.
To only be able to go 15 minutes from your house. Smart cities and what's the other one?
Oh, good night, David. Sorry. Good guy.
Oh yeah, David is good, people. I'm only about 2 hours from you. I get my transmission in. I'll be down. I promise.
Well, that's a good point. I mean, is Donald Trump really the psyop?
What?
Here's the thing.
It's a $64 question. If anybody can answer it, no. But we have to take into consideration the things that he's saying now. Those 15, he's calling them smart cities, right?
Oh, yeah, no. Okay, so like you remember earlier when I was saying that I think that I still believe he could be a psyop. I really believe he's part of he's agreeing with the Shabbat organization. That's all I'm gonna say. You guys do research on that word. But now I'm starting to think that Trump talked about the 15-minute cities. But now recently, within the last day or two, I'm almost thinking now that Trump changed his mind and did not want to go with that, and somebody high above didn't like that. And then here we go. Oh, I'm going to arrest you, and I'm going to come up with all this. Maybe there's still hope for Trump. Maybe, possibly. Maybe he's actually saying, I don't know. I hope. I'm going to hold his feet to the fire. We'll wait and see. But yeah.
I think he's preaching the same thing the left is.
No, I don't know about that. But
okay, so
I mean,
wait a minute. But we were actually on the phone earlier talking about this, and I said he is a what's the word I want to use? He's a real estate guy, so he stands to make billions over this.
Well,
why not?
He's got that.
Why not push that? Because then we could get them all. We could get them all in here. Yep. I don't think people want to do that. That's my opinion. 15 minute cities is the same thing as smart cities. And it's something else he said. Let me think about this. Because he said something else the other day that pissed me the fuck off. I don't know. I've covered so much.
You said it. I think you said it earlier.
We can continue. I'll get back to it here in a little bit. But what he's saying just pisses me off. Stop pushing the jab. Stop pushing 15-minute fucking cities.
Okay. Well, yeah.
Or I'm out. Now, is the mainstream media trying to divide us? I don't think so. These are his words.
Well, okay, so the 15-minute city thing and the not coming out without the jab. Let's take that and set it aside for a second and say, let's say that both of those things were 6 months, 10 months ago, and let's think about how he hasn't come out with it yet. He should have, and maybe he still will. Let's just think about that. And now since things literally have changed on a dime in the last 3 days, he's getting arrested and something happened. I think I kind of feel like something happened, like a conversation went down to where he didn't agree with something. I'm hoping, I guess. I'm still going to hold his feet to the fire. I'm hoping that maybe he decided to finally wake up and say, you know what? I gotta come out. I gotta do this. It's almost election time. My first rally is coming up for the 2024 election. I gotta come out and I gotta start mentioning about the jab. I gotta start mentioning about 15-minute cities. I was wrong, right? I was wrong. Maybe I have hope that he will come out, maybe in his rally, and say that. Just saying. If he does, then
he can win this deal.
yeah.
If he does not do those things, you are correct. He will fucking lose his ass. He'll lose to Mickey Mouse. Because
But
people are tired. You know what? He's made multiple promises. And one of the things that I can say, true and blue, he did almost everything he said he would do. He did not arrest Hillary Clinton.
well,
he did. He exposed. He exposed corruption. I'm cool with that. But what if he?
I think
one of
though,
them?
I think if he arrested Clinton, it would not look good on him in that way. And the reason why I'm saying that is because she literally is one of the heads of the snake, though. And
I agree.
Kind of like it's like poking a hornet's nest. You want to go after the queen. She wasn't necessarily the queen, so it would just all it would do is stir up the hornet's nest. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm watching chat. Stormy was mine. I walked the line. I don't walk the line.
Oh wait, David, he lied to. He was lied to by Fauci. Yeah, Fauci, but many others too. Yeah,
and the CDC, the WHO. I mean, how many are there?
Yeah, and well, and the Shabbat. I mean, I think the Shabbat has a lot to do with it too. Because look at what Israel did to their people. Knesset, you know.
That's exactly.
There you go. That's where I think that's where it mostly came from, Matt. I always talk about the globalists. We talk about the globalists. Alex says all the time. But what I didn't know, and what I learned, that there's you got that 120 elites, that 120 globalists on the top of the pyramid, which we thought was on top of the pyramid. But now we know that there's actually one more step above, and that's at the eye of the pyramid. So you got to think about it as a pyramid. The very, very, very top.
I think it's on the dollar bill.
Yeah. Has a lot to do with masonry too.
Yeah, I don't have a dollar because I was fixing to look at it too.
You know, I still have hopes for Trump, but we'll see. But here's the thing, Travis, if not Trump and not DeSantis, then who is the big question.
There's no, and I agree with you 100%. The problem is there's too many politicians, and I've got a solution. I'm actually working with a friend of mine back home, and we're going to figure out how to shove this from the bottom up. Because I want to play you a fucking clip. Pissed me off. This is on the Oklahoma Senate today. I was so fucking mad. You know, I'm an Okie. I still live in Oklahoma-ish. I was so fucking mad.
Yeah, you can play. How long is it, Travis? You can play a good portion of it.
It's not long. Nope, that's not it.
Has there been anybody that you're aware of that has been prohibited from gardening?
I think that no.
Listen.
I'll just say no.
Will this bill prevent man, bear, pig from eating my garden?
I'm sorry, I didn't understand you. Did you repeat your question?
You're recognized to repeat the question.
Mr. Speaker, will your bill prevent man, bear, pig from eating my garden?
Man bear pigs. This
Yeah.
is on the state. This is on the state floor today.
They're just making fun of everyone. They're just making fun of everyone because they know they're in charge and there's nothing nobody can do about it. That's what it is.
I'm so fucking pissed. Well, I know some very influential and some prominent people in Oklahoma. Yeah, this ain't gonna stand. I'm done with it.
Is
You know
Oklahoma
what?
a red state?
Oh, we've never voted blue. There's not one blue county. Even Tulsa and Oklahoma City went vote blue on the fucking president.
Sound like
So-
you got some like leftist comedy makers in there and get them out by force. It sounds like to me.
Well, I'm working on that. So
That's not
you
good.
see you know those guys we love, the cop call, the police guys that go out and do it. Yeah, I'm going to the Senate of Oklahoma. They can't prevent me from video because if
Well, they'll
they
try, but
they're either gonna have to be an executive session, or I'm allowed to be there just like CNN is. Who do you think's
I
gonna?
would.
I'm gonna get them.
Well, I would bring about 3-4 guys, film them, have them different places, different spots,
Got them.
and yeah. All they can do is arrest you and then release you. They have to do it. They did it for the left. They have to do it here because you're not making a violation by filming them. It's your First Amendment right.
All I'm gonna do is expose them.
Just like I did down here in El Paso. I mean, thank God, actually, some of the police here in El Paso stuck up for Patriots, stuck up for us. We'll see what those police in Oklahoma are really about.
Oh, no, I'm not going for the police. I'm going for the legislators.
Well, right, but I mean, they're going to get their little minions over there, the pension grabbers, and say, "Hey, get this guy." And they're just going to follow orders. They're not going to uphold the oaths that they swore.
I know enough of the good guys. We're gonna be all right, and we will film every second of it.
Yeah.
What's up, Zoom?
All right. How's everybody doing tonight? We can address the chat a little bit, I guess. How many people we got in here?
I can't see for some reason.
So I want to ask the chat, what do you think? Do you think Trump will be arrested tomorrow, or will he be arrested Wednesday, or will he even be arrested at all? Or is this all just to rile people up and get them to commit violence?
That's what I think. That's my bet.
No, well, yeah. You can still hear me, Travis? I mean, I believe, well, they're gating up the courthouse in Manhattan. People are saying that, yeah, it's for sure that they're going to arrest him or he's going to turn himself in. I heard from a Judge Andrew Napolitano today said that they're going to book him. They're going to fingerprint him, take his pictures, and they could release him. Another person said that they'll do all that, book him, take his mug shots, which will be all over the news everywhere, and then they'll take him and send him straight to prison. On what grounds?
What are we going to prison?
So did you hear what I said, Travis?
I thought we was going to prison.
Well, Judge Andrew Napolitano, like I was saying today on a text, said that they'll book him, more likely to take his mug shots and then release him on a, whatever. No, I don't think so either. I think they're going to get him. I think they're going to put him in prison and charge him with a felony if they're going to get him, because they don't want him out. Because this is what they're going to say is if they release him. Well, we're afraid of putting him on bond because he'll incite violence, is what he'll say. What they'll say.
Okay.
And
So there's a lot of things that you said in that thing, in that dialogue right there. If they put him in prison, my question is, does the Secret Service have to protect him? Correct?
Did they protect him when there was a raid at Mar-a-Lago?
They weren't in Malargo. He was in New York.
Well, there had to have been some. No, there had to have been some Secret Service guarding the house, though. At the time, I'm sure that's part of the protocol.
If
right?
there was Secret Service in the house, why didn't they tell them to stay out of fucking Melena's panty drawer?
Yeah, well, I mean, that's almost like saying that the police shouldn't have took your phone and told you can't record. I mean, so we got a lot of corrupt higher ups in the police department. There's a lot, but there's a lot of good. But
So
yeah, there you go. They got scared.
here's what I think's going to happen. I think what's going to happen is he's going to release that footage of the FBI raid on Malargo. He has every right. It's his ability. They asked him to disable, and he told them to fuck off.
Well, then that would almost guarantee, like I was saying, that there's something that happened, a conversation that happened that he didn't want to agree to some deal or stuff like that in order to be nominated for president. So there might have been something that happened, a conversation that went down that Trump disagreed and said, nope, I'm releasing it. Fuck you all. It's over. Walked off. A couple days later, we get to notice that he's being arrested. I mean, that might be.
Right.
The question is that a good thing for this country, which is what Trump would want? I mean, I don't know. That's something we have to wait and see.
Well, and that's what we're doing here. We're questioning whether he's the right one to lead us out of this bullshit or not, because there's a lot of arrows leading that he's going to be the one that takes us to communism. So we have to be careful. You know what? I love Trump. I thought he was the most awesome president in the world. Did he lose the election? In my opinion, no.
No.
But now we're showing what the other side is, and I think they're all on the same side, and they just want to fuck us.
Well, I always remember what David Rockefeller would say. It's much easier to control, what do you say, some low number than it is to control 1 million people. So if you can get all the people like us that we agree on building this country back and making it the way it was in the 1800s, if you can get them all into a little pot, and let's say Trump's in there too, DeSantis is in there, but they left a ladder for specifically only for Donald Trump and DeSantis to get out, and we don't even know they're out because there's too many people in that pot. That's a possibility. Now we're like a boiling frog in the water. You don't just stick a frog into the water at 150 degrees. You turn the heat up gradually over years, and that's exactly what we are. We're a boiling.
Get us in there,
boiling water.
Get us in there comfortable, and that's why I'm starting to question the Trump thing. What the American people need to do is get behind somebody that's not involved in politics. This is my opinion. We need to get behind somebody that's not involved in politics, never been involved in politics, and let's do a background check and check them out and show these motherfuckers that we don't need them.
Well, supposedly Trump wasn't a politician.
Well, you know what? But he paid money for both sides of the political spectrum. He's admitted that openly. So he has kind of put himself in politics. He funded Hillary Clinton's campaign.
Oh, well, the Democratic Party.
No, he gave it to Hillary Clinton. It was $30,000 or something.
Oh,
back in the day.
I think you're right.
What we need to do is find somebody that's not a politician again.
Right.
Now he's a politician.
I mean,
I will too,
I-
David. I'm going to vote for him in 2024,
oh,
but I'm afraid that he's the ultimate psyop. Sorry, that's what I feel. I'm a Trump fan. Sorry about your luck.
yeah, I would vote for him again, but and we're definitely gonna, around probably the end of this year, probably the beginning of 2024, going to hear a lot of rhetoric, a lot of bullshit, a lot of lies from the mainstream media. But us on this side are going to have to really, really do our research and find out what he's in. Like we said, does he come out against the jab? Does he come out against the 15-minute cities?
Right.
Does he come out against the Shabbat organization? Does he, all these things? There's a few things. There's a lot of things. There's a lot of things that he did right as president. But there's just those few very important things that he didn't do, such as the 230.
Why didn't he fix the YouTube thing? Is it the 280 or 380?
The 230. Here's the thing about that too, though. If you change the 230 rule to where even private companies can't censor people, then you run the fault of private businesses also can't refuse service to someone, say, not wearing a shirt or shoes. I mean, it's their right. It's their private business. If they run their business out of their home and someone comes over and I'm running a...
Well, wait a minute. It's their private business. That's what this is a private business.
Right. Well, I think they need to change the rules a specific way to where,
freedom of
big
speech.
companies...
Freedom of speech should be freedom of speech. Period.
Right, but but if it's but what I'm saying is that the difference between a public organization and a private organization, you know what I mean? Like, we don't want government to come into someone's private business and say, hey, you can't, just like the bake and the cake situation. That was a private business.
Right.
That went down correctly.
Oh,
The baker doesn't want to make a cake for gay people. That's his business.
then they sued him for $1 million.
Yeah, in a civil case, because but he had bad lawyers. I don't know what the hell happened with that. But that's strictly your private business. It's the same thing if I'm running a business like a dog grooming out of my home, and the dog owners come over and say, hey, can I stay here and watch you because I want to make sure you do a good job. I could say yes or I could say no. It's up to them. I mean, I have to make sure I have that paperwork and that's insurance and stuff in case something happens. I'm liable. But they can't come into my home and say, hey, you can't say the F word. Like, no, that's my home. It's my private business.
Right. What they're trying to do is complicate things, and what we need to do is go back to the Constitution, and that's that. Period.
Yeah.
You know what? The Constitution protects so many of our rights that we are being deprived of today. I'm so fucking tired of this bullshit.
Well, I don't think the jabs were bad at first.
Yeah,
it was bad after Biden. Well, yes, but here's the thing though, David, is that the jabs bad? It's not necessarily the first jab, it's the boosters and the pushing of the boosters and some of these people just kept getting shots, and that's what really screwed them up.
And okay, so Awkward Trillium says that Trump jabs were organic and the residents were bad. Well, I think he was pushing something other than the jab, because he did talk about what's the word I want to use? Hydrochloroquine. Yeah, but there's a word for it. Don, what's the word for it? Come on, Don.
For hydroxychloroquine?
Yeah, but he called it. He didn't call it that. He called it something else.
That's Plaquenil.
No.
That's hydroxychloroquine is usually the scientific name is Plaquenil.
Yes, that was
and I'm not a doctor.
Proper name. That's the proper name. You are correct. therapeutics. He was taking
Oh,
therapeutics.
okay.
Okay, so why is he not pushing therapeutics instead of the jab? That's my question. Because he did. He absolutely did. He said, I took therapeutics and whatever the fuck hospital he's in. I'm cool with that. What he
Well, let's
didn't
see.
what he didn't say is don't go get the jab. What he does say is you got to get vaccinated. I'm not cool.
Okay, so so for a lot of these jabs, um, for a lot of people, when you take the jab, let's say in 2020, it takes time. It's a slow kill. They're not going to want to kill 1 million people like that. They're going to want to make it slow kill. So let's say it takes a couple of years for it to really kick in. Now the question is, for the first jab, like Dave was saying, I think it's a possibility, maybe, but I think let's say the first jab is the kill shot. All right. Well, it takes about 2 to 3 years for it to really kick in, and then there you go. Once that person dies, you can backtrack to when they took their very first shot. Was it in 2020, or was it in 2021 or 2022?
Right. Fair
I mean, I
value.
hope.
Well, that's a fair evaluation because Don will sit here and tell you all night he was pushing the therapeutics. No, he said get the vaccination.
Okay, Don. So what about that time that Trump was on stage and people say, or Trump would say, "Hey, I'm for the vaccine, but you got your freedoms, food and stuff," and he goes, "Oh, stop! That was a game changer for me, for sure. That didn't look good at all."
So where we're headed is the same way that the WF's sending us to, whether we like it or not. You know what? I'm a big Trump fan. He's not going to fix this. He's going to fast track us to the fucked up world. Donald will disagree with us, and that's okay, Don.
Yeah. Well, if he's in any part of the organization like I was telling you about, that's for sure.
Well, I don't know. I'm just telling you that billionaires are fucking piled up on us. We ain't nobody anymore.
I mean, they want to make it the rule they want to make it, especially I think so far in Florida with DeSantis in there, they want to make it so that anybody who says anything about, they want to take away your freedom of speech. They want to start out with anybody who is anti-Semitic, they go to jail, and eventually they get guillotined.
Yeah, they're coming for free speech. Okay, so read this one. It says every vaccine I got, my noodle grew an inch. All should get it. Are you fucking serious?
No,
Really? Okay,
person's
so
been on
I mean, I don't even know why you guys are in here.
well, whatever.
I read that because I thought it was something worthy.
I'm gonna go through here and I'll tell you who the antagonizers are here.
If you want booted out, I'll boot you out. New Dawn, Red October. You know what? We're not doing anything but having a decent conversation. If you have a problem with it, fuck you. You're done.
Get the fuck out. Get rid of KR too. I guess I don't know. Was he okay?
I don't know.
If he's even in here.
Relax. It was a joke. It's too late.
We're keeping it civil tonight. We're not having no trash talking tonight.
No. You know what? I don't need any bullshit. I can catch bullshit any day I want to.
Okay. What about Q Idiot? If he's still in here, get rid of him. He's another one. Man, like I saw you on the other shows, Q Idiot, and I mean, you can talk civil. I've seen you do it.
30% still believe that COVID is real. And the vaccine is the best. That's scary.
Still believe it. COVID is real. Yeah, I know. I still see people wearing the mask and stuff too while they're driving by themselves. Like,
No doubt. No doubt.
all I
It's
gotta
all.
say is, let's go, Brandon.
Nicely played. Silver Girl's Silver Girl's awesome. I love her. I've had her on my show way back in the day. She's been through so much.
Hmm.
She still has my phone number. All you gotta do is call me, and I'll be there.
Well, we'll see what happens. I really don't think anything's gonna come of this. At the so-called protest today, I mean, it was mostly media. There was a guy up there that was saying, "Don't come out tomorrow." He said, "Don't come out tomorrow. It's going to be violent. So, and it's going to be false flags all over the place because there was feds there. There was a guy who was already probably a paid provocateur there, yelling at people, cussing, all that stuff in front of RSBN." But here's the thing too: is it? I think that it's a catch-22, man. It's like you got to be there to protest for Trump, stick up for him, but at the same time, watch your back and always have your camera rolling all the time.
Well, and there you go. We always got to have our camera rolling, and then we need to take out the people that are really not the peaceful protesters, because he didn't say he didn't say make a big movement out of this. He said we need to protest more.
Right, and that's not illegal. You can protest all you want. And what I would say is, I would say go there, do your due diligence, protest, hold up your signs, speak whatever you want, but don't aggravate them. Defend yourself, though. If they come after you, defend yourself.
Well, that's the trick. Don't be aggressive. Here's my 2 cents. Record everything.
Yeah.
Yep.
Live stream, really.
Yes, live stream. If you guys don't have the ability to live stream, just go download Restream. Doesn't matter if you got 1 follower or 5,000, 50,000. You can put it on here.
It's a wait and see game. That's correct. That's absolutely right. We're waiting to see. Well, here's the thing too. Do we wait and see and we sit on our ass like those other groups says? Well, yeah, we're in the last 3 days or so. Yeah, I'd say we're kind of wait and see to see what happens. It's a tough call because
they're not gonna arrest him. They're scared of him.
it's only gonna make him look good. He's gonna if they arrest him.
I'm telling you, if he'll win, he's got the nomination by 1,000, 100 million people. It will. Yeah. I'm on all that side, but I'm also worried about the other things that we were talking about.
Right, but you got to think about how many people think like we do, Travis. There's not that many. I mean, I'm sure that they're so. Man, Travis, a lot of people. There's some people. I'm not going to say a lot. There's a lot of people who really, really think that he's the Messiah. Like, I can't wrap my head around that. He's just a man, just like anybody else, like me, like you. Why in the hell would anybody even say that? That is crazy.
Well, because so what? Let's have a. Well, this is gonna be a heavy conversation.
Hold on for a second. I'll be ready. We'll get some drink.
So,
yeah.
What's that?
I'm gonna go get a drink real quick. Okay, I'll be right back.
All right. Cool. See you in a minute, brother. Uncle Antifa, if you want to join at any time, I will send you a link, by the way. No ill intentions in him at all. Had a great conversation with him. I think we had some misunderstandings that weren't cool. I'm good with that. You know what? All I've tried to do since I started my channel was to try to help people. If I'm not doing the right thing, you don't think I am, call me out. I'm okay with that. I can show you the numbers. We're okay with that. I spent way more of my money than anybody else did. but I appreciate every single person that helped me get somewhere. I want to say that right up front.
You really want to do this, Travis? You might
What's
get
that?
your show shut. You really want to go there?
Yeah.
Might have to go on search for truth 105.
Well, here's what it is. Trump. Okay, so give us your dialogue, and I'm going to get me a drink too. How about that?
All right.
You get a minute and a half.
A minute and a half?
What's on your heart?
Well, okay. Well, Silver Girl said, I'm not a Trumper and I see him as maybe used by God. Yes. Here's the thing is that I think, in my opinion, is that he was used by God for his first term. I'm not too sure about the second time. Yeah, I know. I watched Kim Clement and his prophecies. He's spot on, and maybe, but I don't. The Bible doesn't talk about having prophets today. The prophets were in the days before the New Testament, before the death, burial, resurrection of Jesus Christ. Those were your prophets. That's what I believe. Now, Kim Clement, because there's a lot of people. I always say a lot of people, and I don't mean a lot of people, but there's some pastors and some preachers that are not of God. Okay, they're not. Yet your Joel Osteens, your Joyce Myers, I don't know if Claim Commit is a false prophet, but it's tough to talk about because it's Kim Clement predicted and God helped him say a lot of things that have happened, and they were right. But how do we know that was directly from God, our Lord and Savior, and not the other God? You see? Well, yeah. Well, I don't know too much about Julie Green, but you'll know when they talk about ascension, or when they talk about wordings and when they talk about wordings that are not of God, when they talk about wordings that are not in the Bible, or when they're making up their own words and try to taking the Bible out of context, and that's how you know. I'm not saying that Claim Commit took things out of context, but he was used by God, possibly. But I really think that some of this Q stuff came out of Kim Clement, because I don't know too much about Q or when it started. I think it started before him. But Kim Clement's been around prophesying since 2013.
Boy, stuff is pretty spot on, though.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying is that when there has been prophets or so-called prophets that were spot on, and they were not praying or had any connection to God that we know, our Lord and Savior, but the other God is what I was saying, Travis.
Right.
We know that the father of all lies is Satan, and Satan knows the Bible better than we do.
Well, the world belongs to who?
Satan, little g, the god of this world, little g, and
Nope.
He could do the same thing.
But that's what I'm saying. Satan owns the world. We were sent here with free will, correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
Free will to choose, but see, God wants us to choose Him, so He's not going to force us to choose Him, but He's going to put things in our life to help direct us to Him.
That's exactly correct. You and I have talked about this a lot, and I've thought about this philosophically, thought about this. So
Yeah.
I get it. You know what? Somebody can tell me that God doesn't exist. I'm okay with that. You know what? That's okay. That's okay. I believe that God exists because I was taught differently. Am I
Yeah, I
wrong?
mean,
Am I wrong? I don't believe that I'm wrong.
no,
Believing is a different thing than thinking. Correct?
correct. That is absolutely correct. But also, when you read the Bible, when you read the words and you understand the King James Bible, you're using your mind to understand those words, and your mind will connect with your heart. And that's not
Oh,
spiritual. That's in the flesh too. But your spirit will kick in if you're filled with the Holy Spirit. Those words will mean a lot more to you, and you'll understand it easier and quicker.
I would agree with
That's why it's so important to read the right versions of the Bible and to read it in the right context.
Well,
Uh,
I've talked about that on multiple occasions because what is the right interpretation of the Bible?
well,
We don't
you
know.
know,
We don't know because there's so many interpretations. So
well, no, well, if you do the research on where the King James Bible was originated from the Textus Receptus, okay, other versions of the Bible, their text was originated from Alexandria, Egypt. The King James Bible originated from Israel, from the Hebrew text, and translated directly into the English. And just because it's King James Bible doesn't mean it's from King James. He didn't write it. It just happened to be King James was the king on the throne in that era at that specific time in that area. King James is in Rome, but remember Apostle Paul is our apostle for today because Christ appointed him and told him to go and preach the gospel to the rest of the world while the followers, Peter, Paul, and everyone else, preached to the Jews. Their job was to try and believe in the kingdom, but they missed that step. They passed that buck, and so Christ went to the cross to die for us and give up His blood on that cross for ones who believe, and for the Jews too.
I believe that.
But Jews missed their window, and so the kingdom has been postponed
How do you miss their window?
because they didn't believe. It's all about
Oh,
belief. The
okay.
goal was to fulfill the law and no longer the law because Christ came in to preach the kingdom to the Jews. And the Jews didn't want to believe. Obviously, they wanted to crucify him. They wanted to crucify him. They told him he was blasphemous. And mainly that came from the Pharisees, the snakes, the serpent, which, another story, reptilians and stuff. But yeah, they missed their chance, and so the kingdom has been postponed. God is not done with the Jews. A lot of people will say, "Well, God's done with the Jews." No, they're not. No, He's not. It's just the kingdom has been postponed. That's God's people. The Jews are the apple of God's eye.
Chosen.
Yes, and so that's been postponed to another time.
Yes.
And that another time is going to be during the 7-year tribulation,
Which we're fixing to go through.
Very, very close. Those people who may not believe in the rapture or whatever, the word rapture is not in the Bible, okay? But the doctrine is. The gathering of the church, you'll be that Holy Spirit of promise. That's the rapture. That's what for us Christians, that's our promise. Christ promised us He'll come and get the church when the time is ready. No man or nobody will know the time or the hour. No, not even the angels. And that we're approaching that time very soon. The rapture is very imminent, and when that happens, that triggers the beginning of the 7-year tribulations. 3.5 years and 3.5 years. You divide them up.
Yep. And 3.5 years is going to be awful.
The first 3.5 years is going to be the Antichrist. Well, there's a lot of Antichrist, but actually, the Bible talks about the Antichrist.
Well, wait a minute. There's only one Antichrist.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Right. Because the Antichrist, when he comes on the scene, which I'm sure he's alive and well today, he's going to be, well, in order for the Antichrist to come in and make peace, there has to be. So in order for it to be war, guess what's going to happen? Well, while us Christians are still here, we're probably going to see a little bit of World War III. And that's getting, we all know that's getting ready to happen very soon. When that happens, I believe the rapture will happen right after that, or soon after that. And when that happens, yes, it sounds science fiction, and the people who are left behind won't see anything. They won't see nothing. You'll look up in the sky, you won't see nothing. But in the spirit realm, we will be in the clouds with Jesus. He'll take us back to heaven, and that will be the judgment. While everyone else is left here, chaos just happened.
Here's what I think is going to happen at that point: is we're gonna go back to not remembering anything. We will be behind our birth. Nothing.
Well,
Now, are we gonna have to live through this? I think we absolutely are.
Well, I would say this, Travis. I would say that the word "saved" is in the Bible. I'm sure it's in all versions. That part.
I know, and we talk about this all the time, and I agree with you. I'm telling you, you know what I dream about.
Right. But
somebody has to stay here and fix this.
Well, it's not going to take.
Our politicians are going to tear this place apart. I'm a pretty good mechanic, and I'm afraid that I have to stay here and fix this. You know what? I'm 50, almost 55. I'll be 55 in May. I don't want to have to do this anymore.
Well, like I said, Travis, I mean, I said to you on the phone that if you truly believe in the resurrection and his remission of blood on the cross, you're not going to be here, and there's nothing you can do about it. Jesus Christ is going to take you with everyone else.
I'm cool. I would love that to happen.
And that's for everyone else too in the chat. You read your gospel. The gospel is 1 Corinthians 15, 1-4.
But somebody's got to stay here to do the Mad Max stuff because it's coming.
No, I don't think you want to see that. It's going to be bad.
I didn't say I wanted to stay for this. I wanted to go years ago. I'm telling you, that's what's going to happen.
Well, let me tell you what the Bible kind of talks about. I don't have a Bible here in front of me, but I mean,
okay, so let's talk about this for a second.
Yeah.
Texas Info Warrior, he's way more versed in the Bible than I am. I don't necessarily believe in organized religion. Do I believe in God? Absolutely. Do I think his son died on the cross for my sins? Absolutely. Do I know a lot of stories in the Bible? Absolutely. But I think that our organized churches are hurting us. Take Joel Osteen. He's worth millions.
He's not a pastor. He's a motivational speaker.
There you go. Okay, so we agree on that.
Oh yeah, I can name off a few.
But he's worth millions. You know when they had that fucking flood down there, he didn't invite nobody to his fucking church.
Yeah, right.
Sorry, bud. I'll say shit, fuck you, and kiss my ass. I'm not the bad guy. You are.
Who's the guy, Travis? I don't know. I don't know his name. I forgot his name. He looked crazy. He looks like he looks like a snake. He goes, "I demand judgment on you." Who's that guy? Remember that guy?
No, I was
He-
trying to.
he- he- that guy's bad, man. You don't watch him. That's a snake.
What's his name?
I forgot off the top of my head. I don't know, but I mean, in the chat, maybe you might know who I'm talking about. But he did it. There was a news reporter came up and talked to him some years ago, and he was over the car door, and the news reporter was getting him talking to him about how much money he's made, and he just like pointed at her and started yelling at her and says, "How dare you!" And he goes, all of a sudden he says, "Oh, I'm sorry," like just like mentally screwed up. Yeah, that was nuts. That's what I'm talking about. But some of these people, when they go to church, you go to these big non-denominational churches, you don't hear them talk about the gospel once at all. It's so sad. I'm sorry, but like the Ashbury, I mean, they allowed LGBTQ LMNOPs in there, and everything just went crazy. You got people flopping on the floor like a fish with their Kundalini spirit shaking and doing whatever they do. You look at the Eastern religion, they do the same thing.
The fuck?
That is not of God. If you start, I'm sorry to say, some people may believe in it, but if you start speaking in tongues, that is not of God. You got to understand what the Bible means when it talks about speaking in tongues. It doesn't mean speaking a language. It means speaking a language which is not uttered. If you read the King James Version, that's why the King James Version is important, because if you read the other versions, they leave some of those words out. You know, I'll find it right now, but it's really important.
All right, I got you.
You know, you have to. That's why when we talk about like when some people say don't politics and religion don't mix. Yes, it does. It's the opposite of what they're saying. The Bible is the living word of God, past and future. You know, God is outside of time. Everything that is going to happen while we're here has already happened. It just has to be played out. And if you want to know what really happened, read your Bible and read the gospel. And you know, the Lord will keep you in his arms like a little lamb and never let you go and never forsake you.
All right. Whew. Sorry, I had to pee.
I'm going to look it up right here. But I mean, we're talking about religion. That's what I was saying. We're talking about religion, or it's not religion. It's a relationship with Jesus Christ. The Bible doesn't talk about religion.
Oh.
All those people who are religious are not, they don't know what they're talking about. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, we talk about this a lot. I don't believe in organized religion either. And just like you said, those Joel Osteen churches that wouldn't let anybody in their church when they were having a hurricane. You know what? That kind of opened my eyes.
Yeah, but you'll be surprised how many people keep going back to that church over and over because it's about me. I feel good. He's making me feel good and positive. Well, you got to listen. You got to understand. It's not about what you do.
You know his
It's
story.
about what Jesus.
You know his story, right? He used to be a gay man.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Well, that sucks. But
No, I'm not busting on him at all. But now he's a billionaire, and he can't let those people from the hurricane come in to his church. Really?
well, he wasn't very happy.
Well, I don't care if he's happy or not. Is he part of the fix or is he part of the problem?
All right, let me see. Where is it? Any man speak it unknown tongue, let him be.
What happened to Tammy Faye is a good question.
Oh, I've seen her. She's on Jim Baker. She's on that TV. She's on TBN. You'll see her on there. Another one of those. I used to watch TBN. I was raised around TBN. I was raised around Pat Robertson.
I haven't.
Oh,
I
man.
didn't know after all that deal stuff went down. I didn't know, and I never thought about that. Where's Tammy Faye?
Well, I don't know how long she's been on there, but with Jim Baker, but probably in the last 5-6 years that I know of, they said it's so eye-opening, Travis. Like when I only really started really learning the Bible in the last 3 years. It was so eye-opening. And now when I watch these other esoteric people, it's like, oh, okay, that's the discernment. That is, you want to talk about discernment? That's discernment. It's knowing who's for real, who's lying, or who's not. That's what God says in the Bible. What it says in His Word, to discern those who are of the devil and those who are not.
Right.
That's what helped me. And I don't do it all on my own. I do a lot of Bible studies, verse by verse Bible study. With a very, very, very good. I recommend him on YouTube. His name is Robert Breaker. You got to look him up. You want to get saved? He'll show you. It's not about, oh, don't sin this. People are so like, oh, I don't want to stop, because people don't want to read the Bible. A lot of people don't want to get saved because they don't want to stop what they're doing. They think they have to stop. Well, they do have to stop what they're doing, but they have to not be afraid of not living. You know what I mean? They're so afraid of, oh, I enjoy my sin. I enjoy what I do. So they don't want to read the Bible. It's not about works, guys. It's not about works.
What is it about?
You know, it's about faith. It's faith through belief.
Well, now, and I'm with
That's
you
what
on
it
that.
means about.
I'm with you on that. You know what? This has never been a religious channel, but I agree with you. You know what? You and I have very good conversations about this, and you know what? I don't read the Bible ish. I believe every word of the Bible to some extent.
Well, let's see here. I'm going to show you where the I'm going to try to show you the difference. Okay, in you got the NIV, you got the ESV. What's the reason for all these different Bibles?
That's what I said a long time ago. We're going to get the King James Bible, which is interpreted by a man to another Bible to another man.
I call it perversions of the Bible. And you know, if you look up how many words are in the Bible, if you look at it in concordance, I think there's over 7,000. God likes numbers. He likes number 7, 3, 11. There's about 7,777 words, or 777,770 something words in the King James Bible. You look at other versions of the Bible, there's a lot less. Some of them are a lot more. God's word says, any man who shall removeth his word from the Bible, he shall remove his name from the Lamb's book of life. It's right there.
Fair enough.
I don't know if that means salvation, but I think that
well, I think we've been lied to as followers. That's what I'm saying.
Silver Girl, it's Robert Breaker. It's Robert Breaker. It's Breaker. There's a few. Robert Breaker and Michael Pearl and Spencer Smith. Those are the three that I follow. They're not some big pastors who get up in a big church and they go, oh, you need to do this. You need to do this. And we're going to pass around that big bucket for you to donate here and pay your tithes. No, you don't pay tithes. You don't have to. This is the new age. This is not the Old Testament. This is not, we're not Malachi. Malachi in the old days.
Now you're talking about the children of the corn.
Yeah. You know, all these churches from way back, I mean, said must pay your tithes. It's a sin to not pay your tithes. It's actually a sin to pay your tithes.
Okay.
I mean, you should give to the church. You should give from the bottom of your heart to the church. A lot of these churches are 501c3s, which means that they have to listen to government because the government funds them. See, and that's why a lot of churches don't preach the gospel, because governments are telling them don't.
No, no. I think you're on the right page. See, there's so much stuff we got to talk about offline.
Well, there's so much to learn, but I'm not saying I had to learn everything about the Bible.
Oh, I didn't, and I wasn't trying to demean you at all, sir. Nope. Your signal just went to red. You may have to refresh. I guess we're froze up. Not sure what's going on. There we go. Now you didn't get cut off. I'll send it again. Now. Anyway, I'm fixing to go to bed. I'm old and I'm tired and I'm grouchy. There you go.
Hey, sorry about that, you guys.
Wasn't me, I promise you.
Well, well, I thought my tablet was plugged into the charger, and it wasn't. It was just hanging there. So,
gotcha.
well, we're having a good conversation about that. You know, but like I said, follow Robert Breaker about that. About Bible study. He will show you the verses. He'll even go through and show you what verses mean, what the words mean. Like ye means y'all. It's like the same thing as y'all. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I have to ask that question because I don't know those interpretations, and I have a problem with some of that. I'm not discrediting anything you're saying. What I'm saying is I've been taught a specific way, and I don't believe the specific way that I've been taught. And I'll tell you why I don't. What you believe in your heart, in my opinion, is the truth.
Well, what do you believe in your heart is the thing. Is it what you have you? So, you know, like the Bible talks about. Faith comes through hearing, and faith comes through believing.
I'll absolutely tell you. I believe that Jesus Christ died on the cross for my sins. The rest of it is bullshit.
But what about the blood? When he shed his blood and he was pierced in the side.
Oh, I believe that he shed his blood for us.
For the remission of sin. Remission is like, you know, that's what the Bible talks about, remission. So if you look up
Yep.
in the 1828 dictionary, it'll tell you what remission means. Remission is giving up a collateral or something for.
The
so
problem,
Christ gave up
the problem I see is nobody believes in God anymore.
Yeah.
I mean, we have 23 people in here. Yep, 23 people in here. Those people, I guarantee you, believe in the Word of God. The rest of the world, how many millions are there out there?
Well, that's the sad part. We don't really know. I mean, I believe in my heart, in my opinion, that there's a lot more people out there who are actually saved than we actually really realize.
I hope they start standing up.
I mean, I think there's gonna be. Well, I'm gonna say billions and billions, probably like at least. I'm gonna say 3 billion people that go home in the rapture. I really believe that. That's a lot of people. Okay, so here is what I was telling you, Travis. This is the part you said just now that you believe in your heart, and it's the same with the chat. This is the gospel right here. Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John are the gospels, plural. It's different. This one is, moreover, brethren, I declare unto you the gospel which I preached unto you, which also ye have received, which also y'all have received, because he was speaking to a group, which ye also have received, and wherein ye stand, by which also ye are saved, if you keep in memory what I preached unto you, unless you have believed in vain, which means you like fake it. Like, oh, I believe, I believe. That's believing in vain. For I deliver unto you, first of all, which I also received, how that Christ died for our sins. How did he die for our sins? He shed his blood.
He died on the cross. You're locked up, bub. Hit the refresh. Refresh it. I'm still here. There you go. Nope. Nope. Yep.
Yeah. I'm
There
here.
we go.
All right. Well, battery didn't hold at 1%, but
Sorry, man.
that's all right. No. Let's see. Something doesn't want me talking about this, huh?
Imagine that. You know what? We're in a world of turmoil.
Yeah. Yeah, because we're at the time where everything is going bad. Like when I was a kid and my grandma used to help me with all this, and a lot of people would mock and scoff at the Bible and say, "Oh, the raptures are not going to happen. The rapture should have already happened," or whatever it is. They just got confused with the wording of what the Bible was saying. No man should know the time nor the hour. I got that, but there is a way that we can know the end times,
No,
and there's never been a time, huh?
I don't believe that's true.
Well, we can see things as they progressed from, say, 1950 until now. I mean, things are just getting worse and worse and worse and worse.
I agree with that, but I'm saying we're not ever going to predict the time.
No, we're not going to ever be able to predict the time the rapture takes place. No, but I mean, you can kind of figure it out. Like I was saying.
Are we in the end of times? Yes.
Yeah, we're definitely in the end times. How long the end times actually is, we don't know until the rapture. Now, the end times isn't the same as the tribulation.
Right.
As we live,
The end of time started on day one. What day was that?
Yeah.
We don't know.
Well, the day you were born.
Well, okay, but biblically, it's not the day I was born.
No. Well, I mean, well,
it could be. It could be.
well, let me say this. What do you? So, are we living in tribulations? And now I'm not talking about the tribulations. As we live our lives, we always going to be living in tribulations. Tribulations are hard times.
No, I think we're fixing to go through the. I think this administration is fixing to tear this country to the ground. That's my opinion. Just my opinion.
Yeah.
I hope you're right.
Wait, let's see what Silver Girl's saying. I'm looking. Oh my god. Okay. Oh. Sorry to hear that, Silver Girl. I believe in God, high power. I believe the Bible is not what it was half to many parts. Been hidden. I believe God exists today, and He was taught all the time. Yeah, and that's the thing too, is that the Bible. A lot of people believe the books of the Bible has been removed and stuff. Okay, but you got to understand how.
Okay.
Yeah, the Bible.
So I have a
God
question.
made it so. Okay.
So I got a question. And I know there's a lot of people that believe that there are books removed from the Bible. I don't know. I have no way to prove that. So I'm not saying no. I'm just saying, how do we prove that?
Well, what I would say is that God made it so that there is enough books in there to get you saved. That is the most important thing that is in that Bible.
And
Enoch,
that's a very good point. But if you believe that Jesus died on the cross for you, you will be saved. It says so in the Bible.
but Romans 3:25 also says to have faith in his blood. What that
That's
means is that you don't have faith in yourself. You have faith in what he did for you, which is shed his blood for you, in remission of sin.
fair enough.
A lot of churches will leave out the blood. Some churches will preach about the gospel. It says, "Hey, repeat this word after me. 1, 2, 3. Repeat after me, and you're saved." That's not how you get saved. Reading the gospel, understanding the gospel, and believing the gospel. 3. That's how you get saved.
You have to believe that God gave His only forgotten Son to the world.
John 3:16.
That's right. John 3:16.
God gave His only begotten Son to whosoever believeth in Him shall not perish but have everlasting life.
That's right.
And Romans 3:25, faith in His blood. Because without the remission of sin, there is no salvation. Has anybody out of you, Travis, or anybody else in the chat heard of Ron Wyatt? Tell me what you
Ron
think
White? Yeah, he's from Borger, Texas.
about. No, Ron Wyatt from 1989. He did an
Oh, yeah,
excavation
he's
in
from 1989 from Borger, Texas. Borger, Texas. He's a cigar connoisseur. Good dude. He's fucking hilarious. Tell us a story.
No, hold on, let me look something up real quick.
I didn't want to be drunk in public. I wanted to be drunk in a bar. Ron White's funny. Listen, guys, I'm going to bed.
All right. Let me tell this one last thing, Joe Travis. Romans 3:25. Okay, this is the most important. This is part of the gospel. It's the gospel. 1 Corinthians 15, 1 through 4. And Romans 3:25 says, whom God has set forth to be a propitiation. Oh, it went off. Whom God has set forth to be a propitiation through faith in his blood, to declare his righteousness for the remission of sins that are past through the forbearance of God. That means he gave up his blood for our sins, past sins, and the forbearance of sins of God.
Fair enough. I heard every word you said. Appreciate you.
Now you can go to sleep.
That's all. Hey, we're out. Hey, we're gonna do a show tomorrow night too. You know what? All my haters can hate if they want to. Everybody else, please come back. We can
Yeah.
we can have every conversation that you want to have. If you guys want to come in here and just troll me, I'm sorry, we'll boot your ass.
Yeah.
We're just genuine people.
We're just trying to do the right thing. We're just trying to be as honest as we can, or sometimes we try to fib a little. We sometimes try to make jokes. We try to laugh. We try to enjoy and make a good show for you guys. You know,
No, that's exactly right. It'll be just fun. We don't care.
yeah. All right. Good night, everybody. Good night, Silver Girl. Good night, Waken Trillion. And good night, all the haters, too.
That's right. Fuck y'all. Hey, man. Appreciate you.
Yeah, you too, Travis. Good show.
Yeah, always good fun.